How close to this come to him not going to the Jordan brand, not going to Nike?
I heard, Dan, that the other major deal. I mean, listen, I don't think Adidas with Harden felt like they had money to spend, on his ridiculous deal. Under Armour is looking to undo deals because they just don't have the money. So those guys were pretty much out. Puma was in the game. I heard the most legitimate offer was actually from a Chinese company, Anta, and those guys were basically willing to give him the keys to their entire organization. But ultimately, and that was for more money. But ultimately, he felt the Jordan brand was right. He's a Jordan fan, and I think going with a Chinese brand is for a rookie, not like someone at the end of their career. It's not necessarily like a Dwayne Wade. It's not necessarily seen as a positive.
The deal is reportedly 7 years, $75 million for Zion. How involved was Michael Jordan in this?
I actually don't know. I will say that the rules kind of stipulate that they at least say that he can't be involved with anyone doing any of these deals, even though there's a disproportionate amount of Charlotte Hornets over the years who have not seemed to be Jordan brand people who've gotten Jordan brand deals, right? So that's the concern from the NBA. Is there any salary cap violations going on? And, for that reason, they kind of say, hey, Jordan can't be talking to people. Yeah, Zion's probably going to be locked up with the Pelicans for, 4 or 5 years at least on his rookie deal. But I would say that, I'm sure there was a deal sealer kind of thing like Jay-Z with his sports agency, but I wouldn't expect he would be that involved, certainly because of the rules. I mean, I think the most interesting thing about this, because I've been covering shoe negotiations for 20 years, there's one thing that's the part of this deal that has not been part of any other deal, which is that you had the Nike shoe blow up on the biggest regular season game of the year against North Carolina, the most watched game. It's not like just this brand negativity. It's your actual product, blew up on the biggest player in the game. And so that, I think, made more money for Zion Williamson, because if he didn't sign with a Nike company, you could imagine Adidas or a Puma would say, hey, why don't we make a commercial about the blow up? And if he did, obviously it helps them save face. So that provided an angle that we'd never seen before.
Is there any who are some of the other advertisers going after Zion? After Jordan brand, is there McDonald's? Who's the next?
I mean, that's like the old way of thinking of it. What I'm interested to see is obviously in the day and age where you now have athletes as companies, where you have LeBron and what he does. With his deal with Warner Brothers and Turner. You look at Kevin Durant has his own media company. You wonder what he's going to keep for himself. I don't think it's going to be a lot of these one-off $500,000 to $2 million deals. I think he's going to want to own something and own a piece of equity of a company. And so I think that's going to be different. How much is he going to go to Silicon Valley and do what others have done? I think that's the new model. So instead of thinking of, what's a product here or there, if he does do a product, he's going to get a piece of the action.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.